So let's begin by talking about why did I take IDC? Well, I didn't. I didn't fill in during course selection. It was only when I decided to drop all the sciences that I had no choice but to take IDC to fulfill my maths requirement. Of course, there was also Miss Cuddle's convincing blurb when she came into our classes and talked about how IDC did not have any tests or quizzes. But I am glad to say that I did take IDC. Or am I? So what were my successes? I would have to say the project that best represented my strength would be the tech tools, where my group and I were assigned clickers. The first time we presented to the class, nothing went right, and we basically embarrassed ourselves by how unprepared we were. My strength was that I was able to channel my disappointment from my first failed presentation into something that was much better. 100% better. My group and I put in a lot of effort in order to correct and upgrade the presentation. My leadership skills were definitely improved, for I had to take a lot of initiative, not only for my group, but for myself to improve the first presentation, which was frankly garbage. People say learn from your mistakes, and you know what? I actually did. I learned that it is not always good to wing presentations, as it will be very obvious, and it will show how much or lack of effort you put into the presentation. I also learned that life doesn't always give you chances, so you must do your best the first time around. Sure, Miss Cuddle allowed us to try again, but chances are it's not going to happen in real life, say, in a job. What about your struggles? The main parts of this course that I struggled with most were the distractions and the teacher placements. The distractions sure were enticing, for while Miss Cuddle was typing away at her desk, I managed to get the Maple Leafs to retweet me on Twitter. In order to cure my distraction problem, I constantly reminded myself about university. I imagined how I would feel if I did not get into the program of my choice. That helped a lot, and although I did not completely eradicate other distractions, at least I have stopped going on Twitter during class. Distractions, however, I believe will stay with me forever. It is important, though, to remember that although the distractions pay off now, hard work pays off in the future. I learned that if I had worked a little harder when I'm supposed to, I will have much more free time to enjoy myself later. The teacher placements were also another one of my struggles. I was really reluctant to talk to the teachers, because frankly, they sometimes intimidated me. Teaching them was difficult, because sometimes it seemed they did not care, or they were too busy for my lessons. Sometimes I also got frustrated when they didn't understand how to do something right away. I now realize that because we as teenagers have grown up with technology, it comes easier to us. To teachers, however, technology seems foreign, complicated, and difficult. To be honest, I did not deal with my struggles. I just ended up seeing my assigned teachers less and less. The project also ended, so I ended up not finding a way to improve the situation. But if I could, I would have worked harder and talked to them more often in order to see what they really needed. So, how did I grow and what did I learn? What I learned about myself in IDC was that I'm not that good at improv after all. It is much more beneficial to come to class prepared than to slack off and bomb the presentation. It not only gives a bad impression of you, but it will be reflected in your marks. The most useful thing I have learned in IDC would be my self-discipline. Before this, I always believed that it was okay not to do anything and still be able to pull up high marks. I was wrong. This course actually required a lot of time and effort, and not just to wait for someone else to tell me to do my work. Before, I always needed someone to tell me to get something started. But now, I take the initiative and I finish what I need to finish, like my second attempt at the Tech Tools project. This course also taught me that success and high marks are not given to you, but that you have to earn them. It's not about how much the teacher likes you, it is about how much you put into the course. In some ways, IDC was like a job. It required commitment and responsibility. Except my real job, it was way easier. So my final one piece of advice: give this course your all. Never give less than 100% of your effort, because not only will you feel horrible when your friends get 99s and you get 89s, you will regret every moment of not working harder. Do not take the class time for granted. Use it. Ignore Twitter and Facebook. even if the Maple Leafs are replying to you and your friend is liking your status. And take this class not for the mark that you can get out of it, but for the growth and learning that you will experience. Thanks for watching.